back in the game. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
2 yards on the pickup there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. And they go play action now. Burrow. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
Burrow going for it on 4th. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they wind up getting 13 there on 4th down. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
11. From midfield now, Burrow. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down. So now make that a 2nd sack for them on this drive.
And Brandon, we hear it every week when we go out to do a game. Everyone talks about playing complementary football. Their offense goes down and scores.
And the pressure gets to him again.
Here we go, here we go.
A 6-yard loss.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10.
11, MC Paint.
They'll give to the big man, Campbell. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
11.
Again, they run with Campbell. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football, understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
2 things to watch. First is strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Burrow. Touchdown! Justin Jefferson, 31 yards. And the Bengals are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. They said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive, he burned him, and
7 now as they kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll drop the throw. And he finds Gronk. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. This is Dillon on the counter. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that 1st down.
Impressive. They were ready to fit. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. So they get the 1st down. Maybe not a huge play in terms of yardage, but the fake punt does the job. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move, but oftentimes it's usually a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now Brady on the bootleg. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
12.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
11.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. That good for 19 and a 1st down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Yo.
A 1st throw for the backup, Jackson. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Hill. A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like he did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
But how many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, doesn't matter whether they go left or right, the defense loses its leverage, right? There's a little chaos back there, and receivers come open. Great discipline on that play. They didn't let that happen and held it to no gain.
They go up the middle with Campbell, and he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this 1st half. They'll run. It's Campbell. Yeah, this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Here we go, here we go.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Bengals will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession of the football.
So first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Now Brady gets away with one. Lucky, could have been intercepted, but it falls to the ground. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Now swing pass for Dillon. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Tucker's kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
On 2nd and 11 now. Burrow, screen play, Johnson. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Give them 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On 3rd down, Burrow. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he is going to have the Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
12, 11, 11, 11.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
Here we go.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
On 3rd and 1, Burrow. Throw left side complete to Chase. And he is going to have the Bengals 1st down, and comfortably so as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
They'll hand this to Campbell, running right. And the 2nd wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did, that time for a loss.
11, 11.
On 2nd and 12, Burrow. He's got a man, it's his fullback. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. 3 quarters in the books. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
11 MT, 11 MT.
Burrow will throw. He'll drop this down to Johnson underneath. And they're able to corral him right around the 8, and that's short of the 1st down. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This will get the lead up to 7. McPherson's kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. It's Dillon again. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Brady now on first down. Sliding out of the pocket. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, Bolt 66.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. Now Brady. This is Smith with a grab. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 12-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Running up the middle, here's Dillon. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd down, another run for Dillon. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for the first with Dillon. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now Brady got to have this one. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
The ties the game at 17. Justin Tucker,
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Now Burrow. Going for the deep ball. And this is going to be intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Bucs are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And Brandon, when games are this close, It usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Murphy used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This one taken just inside the 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. All set up for them right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
And the Buccaneer defense for the second straight play, flexing its muscle by forcing a loss. What will they draw up to try to keep this opening drive of overtime moving? 3rd and 7. Now it's Burrow. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
4th down. Here's Joe Burrow. Quick slant caught by Chase. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they find a way to convert on 4th and 10. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
11 mighty.
But give up the middle to Johnson. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
11 MT paint. 11 MT paint.
Burrow. Pass complete to Green. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it's 3rd and 4 now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
11.
Burrow. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quay Walker. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Gigantic play by this defense, Charles. So they came back in the 4th quarter, took the momentum into overtime, and now they take the football.
And how do you think the team that just threw the pick feels right now? They surrendered the lead, got to overtime, had a chance to redeem themselves, and now they put the game in jeopardy with another pick. And guess what? Their defense has to hold.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. What can Brady do now with his drive? Wide open, Gronkowski. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 23 yards the pickup there.
But normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. he's able to split the uprights. And it'll be a hot time in Ybor tonight. The Bucks have